everybody, welcome to Teensy Vintage. This is Teresa. Today we are working on a single art journal page. This could be tipped into an art journal, or it could just be framed and hung as its own work of art. I'm going through some printed digital papers that I've got a little collection of, and now I'm trying to pick some ink colors that I think will look good. I've got Vintage Photo and Uncharted Mariner. Both are Distress Oxide colors. I use these two a lot. I really like these colors. I feel like they go very nicely with this mottled brown on the digital print. I'm also going to use a vintage dictionary page. I've also got a page from a 1937 yearbook. I think those are some sophomores. And the little piece of paper comes from a pad of papers I got from Temu, which we can talk about Temu a different time. But anyway, I got that pad of paper before I knew certain things. So I'm just tearing up the edges right now of everything, making it look interesting, giving everything a nice torn edge. It just makes it all look very cohesive. Same with the dictionary page, just trying to decide which side to use. Sometimes there are awkward words that you may or may not want to show up in your work, and this is one of those times. I don't remember what the words are now, but when I looked at them, it was like, oh, yeah, maybe not that side. I think the side I went with had Hiroshima, which, goodness, is kind of traumatic, and history, but it was better than whatever was on the other side, which I'll have to try to figure that out from context clues. Anywho, I am taking my page now, and I'm using the Distress ink to very gently ink through a stencil. And this stencil is from Joggles. I really love their big stencils. They'll cover a whole page if you need them to, but I'm just going to cover two corners and kind of go up the side a little bit. And I've decided, you know what, the bottom corner here needs a little more coverage. You want to use a light touch. You can always add more ink. And in fact, the more you add, the more saturated the color will be. I'm going to also go around the edge with a very light touch, just since it's a white piece of paper. Okay, now here is our composition. I've got 4 pieces here, and I'm just going to spend some time trying to figure out how they all need to go. The little piece of paper is just giving me a lot of trouble. So I'm like, maybe if I make it blue. Okay, we'll see. It doesn't really do it for me, but for now, we're going to leave it in the composition. We're also going to give that kid a big blue blotch on his face, just to make him interesting. You don't want just 10 faces staring at you. Well, maybe you do. But for my purposes, I decided to go ahead and just make him a bright blue. That glue stick was completely dried up, which is so disappointing when that happens. But the good news is I found my UHU Glue stick, which is the one I really like anyway. And so we're going to glue our first big piece down. And I'm using my Princeton catalyst wedge to kind of smoothly adhere it so there's no bubbles. You could use an old credit card, a gift card, a piece of plastic, whatever you have. The catalyst wedge is great for using in acrylic painting. So it's not necessarily made for smoothing edges down, but it's what I had on my desk. I'm also going to do some embossing. I haven't done that in a while. And I just picked 3 random numbers. This is from a Stampers Anonymous set called Merchant. It's a bunch of old-timey letters. I'm sorry, numbers. Oy. And I really just like the way they look. I thought about letters at first, but I was like, no, we'll stick with numbers, because there are already so many numbers here on the page. Some good old black embossing powder. Ranger makes a whole line of embossing powders that I like. This particular one gives a glossy finish. My embossing ink, I think, is kind of drying up. I wasn't super pleased with how much powder stuck. You see me going back over it here with a little more powder. I think I may need to get a re-inker or get a new pad of embossing ink. Either way, it did well enough. Put all our extra powder back, and I'm going to use a soft paintbrush to get rid of any ink that is sticking around because of static. And I'm going to use my heat tool now to emboss the numbers. And this can take a second or two just to get the heat tool up to the right temperature. There's not an adjustment, so to speak, but it takes a second to warm up to get hot enough to melt the powder. And it also warped my page, so now we gotta uncurl it. Are you making art if you're not uncurling a page? Okay, back to composition. I think, you know what, I'm going to add a little of the vintage photo to the dictionary page just to make it more interesting. Also to go around the edges. I find that doing this really helps define an item or a piece and just gives it a crisp, clean edge. Really makes it stand out. And now I'm hopefully going to finally decide to get rid of that dang, oh no, I'm trying to make it a different shape. And we're still playing with the fourth piece. The reason it doesn't work is because it is a fourth piece. Most good composition is in odd numbers. So if you want something that is pleasing to look at, either in a display or in your layout, go for 3s, 5s, 7s, that kind of thing. And I'm not sure if this is where I eventually decide to get rid of that fourth piece or not. No, I'm still playing with it. It's just not going to work. I tried really hard. Okay, there we go. Set it aside. Now I'm much more happy with the way this looks. And I'm going to go ahead and start to glue down the other pages. But first I want to put a little bit of gesso. This is just white gesso, just to give, to kind of help this background not be so prominent, so loud, I guess. And I'm just using a makeup sponge to kind of spread that around a little, and I'm drying it here with my heat tool. And yeah, I even covered up some of my big number there, just to give it a grungy look. And kind of help, kind of help it look a little less bold, because it's the background. I want it to recede in your vision. So now we're going to go ahead and glue down the dictionary page. And we'll smooth that out. And I'm just making sure that I want, you know, where do I want to put these smiling faces? I'm like, maybe over there. And I'm going to use my pencil to very lightly mark where I want to glue this down, so that when I pick it back up, put the glue on it and come back, it's not like, oh shoot, where was it? So there we go. And this one I'm going to use some art glitter glue, just because the yearbook paper, it's old and kind of fragile, but it's also thick. It's a glossy piece of paper, and I find that glossy paper and glue sticks don't usually get along. So I'm using the art glue here to go ahead and adhere it, just to make sure everything stays put. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. So now we're going to go and add some more ink, this time in our other color, Vintage Photo. And I'm just adding some more of this floral outline just to mirror the blue. And I'm putting it directly over some of the image and then some of the background. And it's also time for some mark making. So we're going to go ahead and use our black Posca paint pen to just do some little X's. I don't know. I like making little X's. There we go. And I'm feeling pretty happy with this piece. I'm going to go ahead and date it and sign it. And that's it. I really appreciate y'all watching. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Hello. And I will see you all next time.